Hello. Even more DapperFella here. And welcome back to another episode of FNaF World. This is episode 6. So if you haven't seen the last episode, go watch that one so you are caught up to speed. But without further ado, sit back, relax, get yourself a nice glass of milk and enjoy. And what better way is there to start off a video but with the changes to the teams. First off, Endo01 is now on Team 1, replacing Nightmare Freddy. Hoo-hee, Nightmare Chica and Endo02 are now on Team 2. And if you haven't guessed by the title of the episode, we will be doing a sequel to our character grinding. So buckle in, because we're gonna do it like Ash Ketchum. And get the remaining characters. And we are going to do it here. At the Pinwheel Circus. But first, we are probably going to have to kill Browboy again. In order to access the Funhouse. Where we will have our best shot at getting the last few characters we need. Also, here is another one of Uncle Dapper's tricks and schemes. In the Pinwheel Circus, there is a chip being guarded by a mad endo, called Curse Status, which gives any enemy or boss we fight a debuff in speed, attack and offense at the start of every fight, allowing us to deal more to them compared to what they can dish out to us. Of course, I won't be using it this video, due to my other chips being needed for the current situation at hand. But worry not, as I will use it in the next episode, due to its utility. And here is said Mad Endo. Luckily, this guy is now an absolute cakewalk. Due to our new team of characters. Sit back and watch me crush this little punk. And there we go. Curse status is now ours. This will be a useful chip during these last few boss fights, which, sorry if this upsets you, I won't be fighting this video, since last video was heavily boss fight focused. But in the next one I will be 100% fighting these next few bosses. There are only 5 bosses in our way from completing the game's hard mode. So this is basically the home stretch. The only thing we are missing are these overpowered characters. Right then. Browboy. I'm going to wipe that cuboid of hair you call a mana brow off of your ugly mug. And there we go. Browboy is now in the ground. Permanently. And we once again have access to the area that, believe it or not, I have spent 3 entire real life hours in. Grinding away for this video. The Pinwheel Funhouse. And there is our first of many characters for this video. RXQ. Or Shadow Bonnie. He is an extremely good support character that has the moves Haunting, Mimic Ball, and most importantly of all, gift boxes. Haunting we have already talked about. Mimic Ball is basically the auto mimic chip as a move. And gift boxes allows us to replenish the gift boxes that we already have set up with the use of the auto gift boxes chip. So one of our first diamond characters of the band of animatronics I will refer to as the Crazy 8, due to them being severely overpowered. Another character encounter. This time with Endoplush. And yes, the image you see is his FNaF World sprite. Due to this being the only game I think this little guy shows up. His attacks are as follows. Neon Wall, I-Beam, and Water Hose 2. Neon Wall and I-Beam we have covered in the past. And Water Hose 2 is a better variation of the first. Killing all enemies below half of their max health. I guess he really just is here for, and I quote, character quota. Since nothing too interesting is happening, I am going to speed up this stuff until we get to something cool and to something entertaining. In the meantime, whilst this is happening, why don't you leave a like down below and subscribe as well, since that will help more people find my channel so we can become one big Dapper family. Thank you a million. There we go. We can fight Bubba again. So our characters can get even more experience. So we can level up and become even more powerful. And Bubba is once again dead. Nice. We now have a whole lot more XP for our characters. Great. We have another new character. Nightmare Bonnie. His moves are as follows. Bite 2. Rainy Day 2. And Pizza Wheel 2. All moves we have covered before. So he is a good character. Just one I wish I got a bit earlier. This is excellent. We have got another member of the Crazy 8. Funtime Foxy, who actually originated from this game and not FNaF's sister location. His attacks are as follows. Happy Jam 2. Cosmic Song. And gift boxes. Happy Jam 2 is the best healing move in the game. Cosmic Song summons a barrage of comets that deal massive damage to the enemies. And gift boxes we have already discussed. A true diamond rank character if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna save you some waiting time, Buster. It's time for a SpongeBob transition to the next character.
2,000 years later.
And here we go. William Afton himself. Springtrap. Locked in a rotting bunny suit but still has a spring in his step like a jumping bean. A spring bean if you will. Springtrap has 3 moves. Bite 2. Spring locks. And rainy day. 2 of these attacks we have covered, so let's discuss the main one. Spring locks is a disgustingly powerful attack and also a subtle nod as to how Springtrap came to be in the first place. Another member of the Crazy 8 acquired. Oh sweet Jesus. We have Nightmare Fredbear, an extremely powerful and tanky member of our Crazy 8, who has the moves of Toxic Bite 2, Freddles, and Mega Bite. Toxic Bite 2 attacks one enemy, but poisons two of them. Freddles we have already discussed, and Mega Bite is a disgustingly strong move. You can see why he is going to be on the team without a shudder of a doubt. And here we have our last character, Nightmare. Another member of our Crazy 8, who has Toxic Bite 2, Rainy Day 2 and Mega Bite. All attacks we have discussed. A top tier character. And with this, I will now round out the video with 2 messages. First off, the other characters I will be getting off screen. And second of all, have a good one for me, pal. What are you still doing here? The video's over, silly.